Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Uncle Matt's Cookery Lessons. I'm going to be making a lovely duck supper. Hello, in this video I'm going to be making a beautiful duck dinner. We're going to butcher a whole duck, confit the legs, make a sauce with the carcass and pan roast the breast just to make just a really lovely dinner, and I think you're going to really like this one. Alright, that is one Gressingham duck. It's not a very big one, just showing you a bit of loose skin around the neck that's coming off. Nothing is going to get wasted here. I'm going to make some duck fat and duck scratchings with the leftover bits of skin. This is how we remove the wishbone, by just sort of angling the knife in there, making a start, and once you can get your finger underneath it, behind it, you can just pull that thing out, and that's going to go in the stock. So all the bits of bone and trimmings are going to make the stock, the fat's going to make the skin is going to make duck fat and duck scratchings, and the meaty bits are going to be the meaty bits. So that's removing the sort of the bottom half or the top half, whichever way around you're looking at it, of the wings. Now let's get the legs off. Just cutting through the skin, and I'm going to show you that bit where it meets the back is the oyster. That's the most succulent part, so just get your knife around that, dislocate. That makes it easy. So you shouldn't, at any stage of this with jointing, you shouldn't actually have to cut through bones. You're sort of going through its joints, and then you angle the knife all the time sort of towards the bone, so you don't leave lots of flesh on the bone, because that's a real waste, and we don't want to be wasteful. So that's the both of the legs removed. There we are. Now let's take off the breast. So I just aim directly down the middle, and the knife generally just sort of goes one side of the breastbone, and then I just go ever so slightly, like a couple of millimeters across on the other side, to follow the curved shape of the carcass. Just little cuts like that. Just keep going. When you do this, it will seem obvious, and I have done this in videos before, and if you've jointed a chicken, it's pretty much the same. It's sort of, they're slightly meaty in different areas, but they're arranged in the same way, very conveniently. Let's just take it off the other breast there, and again, just that. There you go. That's what you might call a supreme. So we're going to tidy this up. So excess bits of skin are going to go in the skin pile. All the bits of cartilage and sinew and silver skin that's on there is going to go in the pile that's going to have the bones in it for making the stock. Just take that bit of wing off now. That's going to go in the wing department, and just removing silver skin. You sort of get your pointy knife under the skin, then you pull it taut, and you angle the knife ever so slightly upwards to get underneath it, like so. You can trim and trim all day and try to get every single little bit off, but I get to a point like that and I go, I'm happy with that. It's going to be nice and tender when I eat it. So put the breast to one side, quickly race through the other one. I'll be putting links all the way along to previous videos I have made where I've done duck. I've pretty much done all this together. I just thought I'd do one sort of lovely duck supper as a celebration for me coming back. I've been gone for about a month. Yeah, it's been nice. Had a little bit of a break. It's been quite good for me. So there we are with the legs. Again, removing some of the excess skin. If you don't do that, you'll end up with more duck fat when you confit them, which is great. But I'm going to be, as I say, rendering that duck fat. So that's the way I like to do it, and I like to keep the leg nice and tidy. What you see me do there with the legs was just cut through the tendons fully, and then that meat will sort of sink down as it cooks, and it looks nice. And that was me racing through, chopping up the carcass, and I'm just demonstrating to you all the different bits we've got. That's all gone away in the fridge. I've had a total clean down on my board, and this is some flavourings for a dry rub for the legs, and I'm going to confit the wings along with it. So that was just some rosemary, rosemary, thyme and garlic. I cover that, dry rub. That's a day in the fridge. This is the next day, but you don't have to do that. You could just cook them straight away. It'll be fine. So that's the duck fat I keep in my fridge. I've had it for a long time. I top it up every now and again, and every now and again I just give it a boil, and just to sort of, make sure it's safe. So that's going in a lowish oven for many hours. This is how I'm making the stock part of it now. So the bones went in a hot oven. This is all filmed out of sequence, I'm afraid. So, but
the bones went in the oven to get nice and brown because I want that extra flavour in the sauce and the colour. And I also sweated the vegetables to get a bit of colour into them. Didn't have the brightness turned up enough here on my video, sorry about that, on my camera. But that was me adding red wine, reducing the red wine till it's almost completely gone, then topping it up with water and letting that thing simmer for a couple of hours. You can top it up with water as you go. So this is the point where the duck legs have had about 4 hours at that low temperature, and if you wiggle the bone, you can feel it's going to come out nice and easy. But they don't look very nice at this stage, so I like to give them a little bit of a roast to finish them off. Now, preparing the duck breast, I'm scoring just the skin. I'm not even putting any weight down at all. I'm just letting the weight of the knife go through the skin. I like to create a little crosshatch. I think it looks nice. It also helps the fat render out. So this is after a couple of hours of simmering those duck bones with the vegetables. We've got a nice flavoursome stock, which is going to go on to reduce until it becomes what the French would call a jus. Seasoning the duck breast generously, and this is my way of doing it. That is a cold, good quality pan with some garlic and rosemary in it. Get it on the heat and then turn that way down. That's about as low as it goes, and that's going to give you the opportunity to render the fat. That was obviously sped up there, and it's not ready. I want to get that skin beautifully crispy, really nice dark golden brown. So this is the stages of going through. That looks nice, but I could do with a bit longer. Let's have another look. Oh, it's looking really good. Bit longer. Go on, trust yourself. Ah, there. And then only about a minute on that side, and I've got my oven on. The oven is on at 190 centigrade, which is what, 374 Fahrenheit. Flip it back onto its skin, back in there for just a few minutes. I did mine for about 3 minutes. I don't like mine too pink. I like it nice and moist and juicy though. If you want yours a little bit less, you cook it maybe just a couple of minutes, but that's good. You saw me there just cut the half off of the duck leg, which I'm going to serve with this, and that went back in the oven. After a few minutes of resting, some juices have released, so those are going in my lovely sauce. And then you can see that bubbling away there, looking great. And you can see that's for me, that's just about spot on. I really like that. Now time to carve it. I don't like to cut mine too thin. I think it gets all cold very quickly, so I've just got a couple of big pieces and one more for luck. That is looking great. And I say this wasn't a big bird, so that isn't the largest of the breast. That's some pomme Anna that I made. Very nice. Bit of a duck confit leg there, the breast, and some sauce. And that is a very, very sort of poncy French style way of serving this. And I'm just going to go and have a little bit of this duck breast. How is it? Is it nice? Well, I think it was lovely. And then the star of the show for me, the confit duck. Look at that. All gorgeous and tender and delicious. And I'm going to hand you back over to me for the tasting.
Alright then, so that's a lovely duck dinner. We've got confit duck leg, and we've got a nice pan roasted duck breast, and a sauce made from the bones. It's lovely, a little bit of pomme Anna, and I know this isn't really seasonal, but I've got a bit of cauliflower cheese because it's lovely. So the breast, how is that? It's really soft and juicy. I don't like to cut mine too thin. I think it dries out and cools down very, very quickly, so I got it quite thick. And of course, star of the show for me is the confit duck leg. Absolutely love this stuff. Beautiful. Thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate you being here. Haven't been here for a little while, took a little bit of a break. You probably won't see as many videos from me in this format. Maybe perhaps I'll do about one a month or so, just taking a little bit of a breather from the frenetic pace of working full time and continually trying to make good content. So bear with me. If you're new here, or if you watched a few of my videos before and you like them and you want Uncle Matt's cookery lessons to do quite well, then it would really, really help if you like the video, if you comment on the video. I mean, sharing is amazing, subscribing would be fantastic. All of those little things, they really, really do help, and I would appreciate that very much. Anyway, see you in the next video coming, not quite as soon as usual, but soon.